Okay. Orange. Apple again. Strawberry. Nice, Angela. Nice. Orange.
Anissa's got like a dragon fruit.
Yep.
Ooh. See, mango. Mango looks delicious. Banana. Pear. Banana. More bananas. Nice. Alrighty. Good job, everyone. Yeah, so thank you so much for participating in this mid-stake activity and for showing me your lovely white shoes. Everybody passed the shoe game check, and for showing me what's in your fridge. But yeah, we just want to definitely to also highlight that this A through C scavenger hunt, you can definitely customize it any way you want. Like for instance, right now we kind of just did like a really basic overview of it, of kind of like, wasn't too personal, wasn't too intimate, but you can definitely reach that level. I remember I believe for Gear Up, we did this type of activity, but essentially it was, find an object that, that means home for you. And I believe you can just, make it very personal. It could be like, oh, find an object that reminds you of, your parents or guardian. It can, and you can, go like super in depth as well too. Like find an object that, has, like it's super deep meaning. You can definitely change it up. As you can see right now, we did a kind of like what's in your fridge type of thing, but you can definitely do like, oh, something that you hold to your heart very dearly. And I remember at one time, I believe I showed a picture of my parents when they were together, like super retro picture, and that's what I had for the activity. But yeah, thank y'all so much for sharing. Connie, you want to add anything, or you good?
Thank you, everybody. We thought this was gonna be like hard when we were brainstorming this, but you all passed with flying colors. We actually were thinking maybe 3 to 5 minutes isn't enough time, but y'all are pretty competitive, is what I'm getting here. Awesome. Andrea says my heart was racing. Don't be stressed. It's okay. So thank you all for engaging with the mid stakes activity. As Efren said, it's about, if the icebreaker, the, low stakes icebreaker is just about, getting us starting to talk and interact and sharing, what's in our life and our space in a really easy, safe way. Mid stakes is a little bit about, it's about building on that, getting us moving, getting us thinking about what's in my space, starting to share things in our own spaces as we're here right now, things in our own life in our home. And as Efren said, you can always customize it to get even just a little bit deeper. So now we're going to go into the high stakes activities. High stakes activities are just as it says, these are the activities that are going to build upon the rapport and the trust and the sense of community that we've built in mid stakes activities to get into a deeper level of connection and conversation. High stakes activities can often go into conversations and topics around our identities, our intersecting identities, our specific personal struggles and challenges, our life journeys and what's brought us to this point in our life today. And these kinds of conversations can be really difficult. And there's a reason why we put it at the end after we've done a good dose of, building our rapport, trust, safety through more fun and more lighthearted activities like this. So we're getting to a point where we know who's in the room. We feel a little bit comfortable sharing, and we're going to get a little deeper to those things that really get us feeling validated and like we belong here in this community. So, as a facilitator, what your job is to focus on validating your students, or if you're doing this with colleagues or other participants, so focusing on validating the experiences, identities, and struggles and challenges of your participants, and making sure that they feel like that they belong and that their identities and struggles have shaped them and that they belong here in this space with us today. Some great examples. We always know that it's helpful to have some examples like the one Efren did today in your back pocket, so that when you're starting to think of things, you can have something to lean on and also use that as a jumping point to be like, this might be a similar activity, but a little different. So one really great example that we wanted to share is called the Lifeline Activity. And this was actually facilitated by MSHE faculty members during our retreat. And it's an activity where the retreat faculty members and facilitators gave us a few prompts to really start reflecting on our life and our life journey up until that point as we started grad school. And we kind of had to visually map out our life in this lifeline. And so it was a really great activity for us to start getting into really deeper topics about, who we are, our identities, our struggles, and how we've come to be at this point starting a master's program at Cal State Fullerton. Like, why are we here at this point? So that was a really great activity. Another activity that we want to share is called Mentee Meter, and Mentee Meter, we'll do a Mentee Meter actually shortly after this. So if you don't know what Mentee Meter is, don't freak out. We'll do an activity sample. And then another really popular one, we wanted to throw in one that's really famous because it helps you kind of visualize what this might look like. There's a really popular activity that many of you might have done already in college or in grad school called the Privilege Walk. I don't know if you've done this, feel free to put a thumbs up in your reaction just so I know maybe if this is familiar to people or if this is the first time you're hearing about it. So it looks like a few people have heard about this. So for those who have not, the Privilege Walk is an activity where based on a set of prompts, the participants start to examine their privilege, their identities, and intersectionality and how it all comes together in their lives. So the Privilege Walk is a great activity as well. You can do a Google search because this one's really popular, so we're not doing it today, as an example of a high stakes activity that you could facilitate very carefully because high stakes activities are always the hardest to facilitate to really get your students to think deeply about their identities and their life and their struggles. So we're going to do actually an example of a high stakes activity. We're going to get a little bit deeper now. So if you have not heard of the platform Mentimeter, Mentimeter is a really good free platform to create engaging word clouds. So right now, if you could use either a smartphone, another tab on your browser, if you're currently on your laptop, go to mentee.com and use the code that's on the screen. It's going to be 6594868 to enter our word cloud.
I just dropped.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, Connie. I just dropped it on the chat box too.
Thank you, Efren. And our prompt for today is, let me pull up the exact wording. I'm going to share my screen. Our exact prompt for today is use one word to describe your growth during this pandemic. We're going to get a little bit deeper with y'all today at this end. You can put in multiple words, and we said word, but if you have to choose multiple, it's okay. So we're going to ask you to submit some things about what would describe your growth during this pandemic. So we'll give you all maybe about a minute or two to do that. All right, as you are entering that in, I'm going to show you what the word cloud looks like at this moment. I think I might have to refresh it. Awesome. Looks like there's a few answers coming in. Please continue to put it in. I'm not going to read them out just yet. Maybe take another minute or two to really reflect on your growth during this pandemic and continue to add some thoughts. All right, we'll give, please continue to feel free to continue to add to this word cloud, but I'm going to start to read some of the ones that stand out to me. And actually, what's really interesting with this word cloud is that generally when there's a word that's been repeated multiple times, it gets larger in the middle of the word cloud. I almost said road cloud, word cloud. So as you can see, everybody's words are like the same size. That indicates to me that everybody put a unique word in, which is actually pretty incredible because it means that we've all experienced really diverse forms of growth during this pandemic. So I want to actually, Efren, could I ask you to read a few that stand out to you?
Yes, let's see. Ooh, there's patience. Nice, nice. I see someone's growth is learning how to be patient, maybe with other people or themselves. Oh, someone is studied. Nice. Let's see. Then there's slow but steady. Okay, for sure. Awesome. Um, empathetic. Okay, nice. Maybe being empathetic with yourself, others, people around you. Non-linear. Okay, nice, nice. Growth. Yeah, definitely. Growth is definitely on a spectrum. You know, it can happen multiple levels. And let's see another one. Let's see. There is mindful. Okay, I like that. I like that. And there is cyclical. Okay, wow, cool, definitely. And there is, turn my head a little bit. Debatable. Okay, I see, I see. And there is pajamas. Okay, someone. Professional development. Okay, nice. Some people are learning a little bit more about the professional careers. Ongoing. Yeah, definitely. Never stop growing. You know, your whole life you're kind of just growing. Mental health. Okay, see, I see someone is putting an emphasis and importance on mental health on themselves. Nice. Awareness, being more aware. Nice, cool. Adaptive, business, challenging. Yeah, definitely. Growth is definitely challenging. You know, it definitely forces you to kind of just, make yourself a better person and whatnot. And then go ahead and click refresh, Connie, and see if we have any other new ones. Oof. Okay. Enlightening. Okay, nice. Definitely. Exponential. I like that. Cool, cool. New glasses. Okay. Someone got some new glasses. I like that. I like that. All right, I think it's pretty much everyone's. Nice, nice. Cool.
Thank you,
Is there Go
everybody.
ahead.
Oh yeah, thank you, Efren, for reading those off. I'm gonna take a screenshot of it and I will put it in the chat by the end of the session in case you want to keep a record of it. And thank you so much for interacting with the Mentee Meter. So you could ask great versions of this Mentee Meter activity to really get to some deeper conversations and deeper topics that you might not want to share at the beginning of a session or maybe with your name attached. It's a great way to have some anonymous feedback.